Hi, everybody. This is the virtual spring sports meeting for the spring of 2022. My name is John Handel. I'm the Athletics and Activities Director here at Elkhorn Area High School. Our mission statement is real simple. We want to be top 10% program excelling in academics and athletics. I want to be that program. I found this someplace, or some coach sent it along to me at some point this winter season, and I really like it. Schools that have intentionally built character-based athletic programs, coaches notice, parents notice, kids notice, and there's a bunch of things there. I do want to highlight just a couple. We want to make sure that coaches and athletes feel valued in the community. Athletes are shared between sports. Athletes who are stars in one sport are willing to be role players in another sport. I thought that one was really interesting, and it'd be a place where coaches want to work and kids want to be involved. Some winter successes: competitive cheers competing at state this weekend up in Oshkosh. Gymnastics is hosting the Southern Lakes meet this weekend. Wrestling had 2 Southern Lakes champions and had 7 kids qualify for sectionals this next weekend. Boys swimming's postseason is coming up. Boys basketball and girls basketball coming up as well. And then powerlifting hosted their first meet and had a bunch of kids qualify for state as well. Sportsmanship is obviously foremost, and one of the most positive things that we try to do with our student athletes every year. Tonight at your code meeting, coaches will be communicating the expectations to their athletes on what the expectation is around sportsmanship. And then once again, we want to be that place where the best teachers, the best coaches, and all officials want to come and work. So then as far as communication, and coaches may do this a little bit differently, but the general rule of thumb is give the situation 24 hours before trying to communicate with the coach, and you should go preferably through the coach first. Shout out to the Booster Club for all that they do. www.elkhornboosters.com is a great place to go and get signed up. Memberships are relatively cheap. They're always looking for volunteers, and obviously their fundraisers do fund a lot of things that happen in our athletic program. So happy for all we do. Lindsey Rozinski is going to be presenting at the meeting tonight, but she'll be talking about concussions. For those of you that are watching virtually, she'll have that conversation with your student athlete before the season starts. The code of conduct, really 2 things: attendance and then grades, and then codes. The attendance part of it must be on time to each class in order to participate that night. There are some exceptions. Those have to be approved by me as the athletic director. Communication, make sure you're informing the attendance office as soon as you know if your student is going to be absent on that day. In terms of grades, we use term grades. That's every 6 weeks. You must have at least a C-, 1.7. No changes at all in this in the last couple of years. No more than 1 F in order to participate. The WIA mandates that school days are used for non-competition. So grade checks would be done if you didn't meet those criteria above on the 15th school day, and eligibility will begin on the 16th day. If you don't meet the criteria by that 16th day, you're out of competition and practice until you can show eligibility. During the first 15 days, you can practice. The code of conduct, as it refers to code violations, tickets other than traffic violations will get at least 10% of the season. That's the number of contests in that particular sport. If it's alcohol, tobacco, or drugs, those offenses are reported to the school social worker, who's willing to work with your family to design a program that will help benefit the students. Those recommendations must be met to regain eligibility. There's always a lot of issues with social media. Be careful what you post. Make sure it's something that represents you, your family, your school, your community well. We have seen a rise in vaping or possession of e-cigs as a code violation. Being present at gatherings where alcohol and drugs are present. 5% is if your alcohol and drugs are present and you're not in any violation of, you haven't drank or anything like that, but you were there. That's called guilty by association. That is part of the athletic code. It is 5%. If you're there when alcohol began to be consumed and you leave immediately, you could be subject to no penalty at all. Before the first practice, and many of you have been out for sports already this year, so this may have already been done, but you must have online registration complete. Current physical is on file with the district or the physical extension form for sophomores and seniors, and you have to pay the activities pass on Skyward, and once again, that is a yearly pass. First practice for those sports are listed. Boys and girls track and field will be the first ones up March 7th. Baseball has a week of like warming your arms up. Pitcher instruction, March 14th. Softball starts on March 14th. Baseball for everybody is on the 21st. Girls soccer is on the 21st. Boys golf and boys tennis starts on March 28th. There's where the meeting locations are. If you're watching this meeting virtually, you won't need to worry about that. And then if you have any questions, as always, please feel free to email me or call me. And if you get a chance, follow us on YouTube at EAHS and on Twitter at EAHS Elks. Thank you.